Another day and another practice that the Kansas City Chiefs have wrapped up. And we have a huge injury update on Kadarius Toney. And today, we're going to talk about some young studs on the defensive side of the ball that have been balling out in this training camp. But before we do get into all of that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, as I'm going to keep you up to date on anything Kansas City Chief related that you do not want to miss out on. And without further ado, let's have some fun. Now yesterday, in regards to Kadarius Toney, we may have had some misleading reports in regards to his knee injury. Well, it's time to clean it up. Okay, yeah, let's not try to be funny here. In all seriousness, we have a major update in regards to Kadarius Toney's tweaked knee. And it's that he had a procedure to clean it up today. So reports we got yesterday from Adam Schefter, at least from what I took it from, was that he had a procedure earlier in the offseason to clean up his knee. Well, now reports are, and also confirmed by the team, is that he actually had that procedure today to clean up his knee, which kind of changes the whole dynamic of everything, because it's, okay, you had it now it's basically, it seems like you're going to miss the duration of training camp, and will this go into regular season, which to me seems like it, because even a knee procedure that is a cleanup can take some time. Now, there is optimism with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Coach Reed, and Kadarius Toney himself that he will be ready week one. I think a thing we got to look out for in training camp is, one, do the Kansas City Chiefs put him on PUP for the duration of training camp? I think that's highly likely. And then the next mark would be, will he be activated in any preseason games? And then once week one comes around the corner, will he be put on PUP then? Because if he's put on PUP right before week one, he misses the first 6 weeks of the regular season, which then will raise a lot of eyebrows and be like, okay, what do the Kansas City Chiefs do in the wide receiver room? Which, no need to be alarmed, no need to ring any bells. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will be fine. I think at that point, once all 3 preseason games are done, we're going to know what this wide receiver room is going to shape up to be like. And I believe if Kadarius Toney is going to be put on PUP, even though they don't have much money to work with right now, they will add a veteran guy. And also, they like the guys they have now with Sky Moore, MVS, the fan favorite Justin Ross, and an unsung hero himself in Richie James, who you could see his snap count starting to increase if Kadarius Toney misses significant time. So it's basically just a wait and see, and I will keep you up to date on any reports involving Kadarius Toney moving forward. Now let's get to the nitty gritty and let's get to the football field. And today we're strictly staying on the defensive side of the ball. And one guy that's been catching my eye, and not just in training camp, but in mini camp, is 7th round pick Nick Jones. And today he made an impressive interception on Patrick Mahomes, and it just seems like Nick Jones is a ball magnet. He did it in mini camp. He's displaying it in training camp as well. Wherever the ball is, he's at as well. And that's very impressive. Do I know what that means moving forward? Not a clue. But it's definitely a good trait to have, and I'm excited to see him once preseason comes along and to see if he can find a role on this defense. Of course, with a 7th round cornerback, you best believe that's a Dave Toub guy. He's going to work him into special teams, whatever it may be, and that's going to be the way that Nick Jones earns a roster spot. But who knows? If he's going to keep intercepting balls, he may find his way into a slot cornerback sooner rather than later. But speaking on special teams and speaking on 7th round cornerbacks, let's rewind to last year, and a guy who's been making a name for himself is Nazeeh Johnson. And I called him a cornerback. He may be a hybrid at best, but he plays the safety role, and he has found Dave Toub's heart, and he basically excelled on special teams last year. But what he's doing in training camp this year, he's playing defense, and today he ran with the ones, which I know, I don't make too much of that because everyone runs with the ones. But it's what you do. And he's another guy who he's getting pass breakups all over the field. And it's like, okay, Nazeeh Johnson, we see you. And the Kansas City Chiefs safety, there's kind of question marks around there, because you got Justin Reed, who we feel is going to take leaps and bounds and be a true leader in the secondary next year. And then Brian Cook, another one who's going to develop in his role. But that third safety may be up in the air. We did sign Mike Edwards, who he's going to be coming off what he hopes to be a potential bounce back year and a guy who knows to go after a football as well. But Nazeeh Johnson, he may find a bigger role on this team than just special teams next year, and I'm all for it. Let's talk about a newly addition linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs defense, and it's someone I'm thrilled to see take the field next year, and I'm surprised the Kansas City Chiefs were able to nab him this offseason, and it is Drue Tranquill. And he is showing his skill set on full display. And Mahomes has gave high praise to him, saying that he was difficult when he was with the Chargers. And now that he's with the Kansas City Chiefs, Mahomes has kind of got to change the coding to his verbiage on some plays because Drue Tranquill's already calling it out. And if that wasn't enough, he's already making plays on the football to where he's getting multiple pass breakups and he's showing his presence. Drue Tranquill is going to be so much fun on this defense. I think it's a huge underrated signing, not just for the Kansas City Chiefs, but in the NFL in general. I think he elevates this linebacking core, and I think he's going to elevate Willie Gay's game. There you go. That's kind of a little bit of a tongue twister, but as I mentioned in a previous video, Willie Gay, he's got everything on the line next year. It's a contract year. He's got to live up to the potential Chiefs Kingdom has put on him. That athletic ability is there, and I expect Willie Gay to take his game to that next level. But also, I expect Drue Tranquill to be right on his heels. It's going to be interesting to watch these boys battle it out on the field next year, and it's going to come down to a decision in 2024, which I'm not looking forward to because the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe they're going to have to decide between Tranquill or Willie Gay, and I'd love to have them both, but both of them, if they ball out next year, will deserve to be paid. And then just sit back and look at this defense in whole. And we'll look at the linebacking core in whole. Led by Nick Bolton, and then you got Willie Gay, you got Drue Tranquill, and then you got Leo Chanel, as I mentioned previously as well, playing linebacker, but also now seeing time on the line going after the quarterback. This Chiefs defense, if they can get it clicking, they can be something really, really good. And what I mean by that is a top 10 defense, something that Patrick Mahomes hasn't had in his career. And what better time than now, because you have all these question marks that the media, fan base may say that he's got his worst receiving core, not a great O-line. Well, the outside with the right tackle and left tackle, and there's question marks there. I don't buy into that, but if they can have a top 10 defense, this team in whole can be very, very special, and I'm here for it. Sign me up any day of the week. But my closing note for the day is we're going to go back to the cornerbacks, and Joshua Williams, he had an impressive interception today. Actually, it started off as a pass breakup. He tracked the ball down and made a beautiful interception, and honestly, it looked amazing. I'm excited to see him next year in his new number 2 jersey. And I remember last year when we focused on Joshua Williams just in whole, it was him and Jalen Watson. And it was, okay, who's going to get the more snaps and who's going to be the better cornerback? We knew with Joshua Williams last year, the main thing was he was a raw talent. He had to kind of craft some of the techniques to his game to be a better pros pro. It's going to be exciting to see what he does in year number 2. With that, Chiefs Kingdom, I'm going to sign off. But before I do, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you did like this video, please leave that big thumbs up. I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.